Here in the composition section of the Everything book, you're going to find some wonderful ideas to help you with your writing. We're going to give you an overview of a 7-sentence story, how to write your own story and plan it out, which will be about 5 paragraphs in length, how to write an essay, and even how to organize your book reports and a term paper. So let's get started. One of the things we find in how to create a good writer is that we need to verbalize first. We have to collect our terminology and our ideas together, and then we can possibly make a good story now that we have some good ideas flowing between us. So it's always good to dialogue a lot with your child first and stimulate them by maybe reading a story or going on a trip or having an experience or even just watching a film, reading a book. Okay, then we can move on to our 7-sentence story. And this came from a dear friend of ours who was able to write a little booklet on how to create a 7-sentence story. Basically, it starts with setting a setting. Like one sunny day, my brother and I went to the park to fly our kites. Sentence 2 is a feeling sentence. I was really excited to finally try out my new red Spider-Man kite. Sentence 3, what do the characters do, think, or say? We arrived at the park and waited for a breeze. Run, see if the kite will go up if you run fast, my brother said. Sentence 4, action problem sentence. What is the problem? I ran and ran, looking back at my kite. Suddenly I fell. Splash! Sentence 5, action climax. What happens? I fell into the pond in the park. Sentence 6, action solution. What did the problem resolve? My kite was wet and so was I. And sentence 7, resolution. What do the characters feel, think, or say? Kites are fun, but I think I'll watch where I'm running next time. See how this works? It's really quite simple. Children actually win a lot of contests with their stories, writing them that way. So I hope that really helps you. And you can write a lot of stories. And of course, you're going to change that format after a while. You're going to put sentences in different order. You're going to have a paragraph instead of just a sentence. But it gives you a way to get the story to really flow. How to write a story. Basically, what we do in how to write a story is we organize it first. We figure out our characters, we figure out our problem, we figure out our solution, we figure out what the characters feel, see what's going on. And so here's a nice format. And we gave you some extra words, kind of like a little thesaurus up at the top there, to help you get the idea of maybe a boy could be a youngster, a tyke, a little fellow, a girl could be a filly or a female. Lots of different things you can use for different people and make an interesting story. So we wrote you one, and you can see how our story is organized and see how it all works. Hopefully that'll give you some things to run with. And then on the next section, we have book report forms. So often when children try to write a book report, they try to write the entire book. So we gave you some ideas to help them get organized, to keep their thoughts concise and clear about the book, and also looking about the characters and the character quality of the books. Like in fiction stories, can you find the climax of your story? Can you see how it's resolved? That's great literature skills. Really, the only reason to write a book report is to learn literature skills, to find out what makes this a quality book and why did this author have an opportunity to write this book like this. And look at the nonfiction books. Let's not rewrite the whole book. Let's just summarize a few of the most important facts learned in the book. The biographies, we ask questions about the overcoming of the circumstances and the character building of the characters. I think, what is the sense of a biography if we don't learn about the character of the person that we're reading about? In the next section, we're going to start talking about writing research and term papers. We're going to start with just studying the essay. As we're writing an essay, we want to be able to write an excellent essay. Everyone needs to be able to write essays, no matter what we're doing in life. If you want to write a letter to someone or even a business letter, it's basically an essay. And if you have an opinion that you want to share, you want to be able to share it concisely and clearly with people. So writing an essay can be a really powerful tool. So we've given you some good ideas on getting an excellent result from your essay. And then we've also included a sample essay of one that we feel was particularly well written. Then we give you some ideas on how to do a paper. A paper is going to be a lot more organized, of course, and we're going to be citing our sources. The first part is selecting a topic. Believe it or not, you might actually start researching the body of information before you actually firm up the topic, but we wanted to expose you to what makes a good topic. Here at Christian Cottage Schools, we ask our students to write 3 papers for us before they graduate. So we're really experienced with evaluating good writing and helping students to write good papers. And so these are things that we have found over the years that have really helped our students. How to create a good, strong topic, how to organize their paper into clean, clear thoughts. You might find that you actually do the body of your paper first, and you do your research and collect your information, and also how to cite your information. So we've given you a whole page on footnoting, because that's such an important skill to have. And then also, from there, we've given you examples on how to grade writing, because you're going to have a body of your paper, you're going to have an introduction, you're going to have a conclusion, you're going to have resources cited, and then you're going to need to figure out how to evaluate any writing assignment you have. So what we looked at when we're evaluating papers is that there's basically 3 main parts. There's the content of the paper. You'll see this on the second page here on how to grade writing. We grade the content, we grade the quality, and we grade the mechanics. Content is, did you complete the assignment? Did you include that introduction, body, and conclusion and sources? Did you try hard? And the quality, this is where we can get a chance to assess the quality of vocabulary, transitions. Do we have a title page? Did we make a nice presentation? When I started getting papers turned in on scraps of paper in my cottage school class, I said, we need to grade quality. Mechanics can be a separate part. Some of our students struggle in spelling or handwriting. I hate to see those children get graded down on their writing just because their mechanics are poor, when perhaps they've done some great research and they've used some wonderful vocabulary. So in those students, I just grade the mechanics down. Now this will be where you're going to catch the capitalization errors, the punctuation errors, the spelling errors. That is in the mechanics. And you might even put in there an incomplete sentence, although I usually kind of stick that in the quality grade. It means they're not proofreading well. So in mechanics, that, by the way, has improved a lot with the use of computers, but it still gives us an opportunity to see 3 main parts. And then I basically give 11 points for each section, which would be 33%. I give 1% for free, so for every point I deduct 3% off of a percentage score. And that seems to work pretty well. Okay, I hope this has helped you to give a little bit of a grounding in composition and to really use this as a guideline for you. Hopefully it will help you from now on. Good luck with your writing.